Hi everybody, my name is Tim. Thanks for coming to the channel today. Today I am going to be installing the EVH d-Tuna on my new Wolfgang. Let's get into it. Alright, before I dive into the install here, a little bit of backstory. About a year and a half ago, right around there, the March of 2020, I released another video that I'm going to put up here. And it was called Installing a Tremel No? Watch this first. And that one has since gone on to be my most watched video. So thank you guys for that. But in that video, what I talked about near the beginning was that at the same time that I had ordered the Tremel No to install on my Ibanez, I had also ordered a d-Tuna to try and install on that one. Well, that turned out to be a huge fail because the d-Tuna is not compatible with the low-profile tremolos that the Ibanez has. So I had to send that back, and I was pretty disappointed. But I got the Tremel No installed finally, and it works great. I can't say enough good things about that thing once you get it set up properly. But today, I've got my new Wolfgang that I just got for Father's Day, and I am going to install the d-Tuna. Okay, so here's what you get with the d-Tuna. Comes in, you get a very tiny Allen wrench. You get the d-Tuna itself. There's a spring and a couple different options for your new screws that you have to put in. Now, one thing I am going to say right off the bat is that I have read through the instructions on this thing so far, and I'm a little bit less than impressed with the instructions that are included. I'm hoping maybe it really is as easy as they make it sound in the instructions, but you can see here, you know, they give you written instructions. Here's what you do, stabilize the bridge, blah, 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 and there's some pictures. But the pictures don't actually coincide with anything that you're being shown in the instructions. They appear to just be promotional shots of the d-Tuna once it's installed. So that doesn't really help, does it? So we're going to see what happens when we get going here. All right, so step one, it says stabilize the bridge. You need to block the bridge so that it doesn't pull back. To do this, use a tremolo stopper, shim, or wedge on the block of the bridge in the tremolo cavity. Make it fit snugly against the block so that the tremolo base plate is level with the body and can't pull back. You can still use the tremolo in a downward motion. Note, if your bridge is flush mounted, doesn't pull back, skip this step. However, if your bridge floats, it must be stabilized. All right, well, I can skip step one because I set mine to be back against the wood the way Ed always set his up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unlock my nut on the E and A. And I'm going to go ahead and tune down just a hair, just to let some tension off on it. There we go. Now, step two says remove the string locking screw from the low E saddle on the bridge. I believe that is this guy right here. So we're going to take that sucker all the way out. Looks like it's loosening by hand after I got it started. All right. Here we go. Let's come all the way out. And there it is. String is detached. Saddle is just sitting there. And the screw is out. Now, there are two options for screws in here. It says, if your string saddle is farther forward, closer to the pickups, use the longer of the two screws provided. As I am reading that, and again, it doesn't give you any pictures to show you if you've got things in the correct order or not, so I'm just guessing. All right, so it says if your saddle is closer to the pickup, mine looks like it's pretty far back, so I'm going to go with the shorter screw, and we'll see if that gets us anywhere. Lock the string in place with the D-Tuna in the out position. This is the D position. I don't know what that actually means, because as you can see here, all I really get is this and the spring and the D-Tuna itself, which is just a hollow tube with a little claw end. So if I put this through here and into there, that appears to be how it should be set. So let's try and thread it back in and see what happens. Aha, it's got to go down on top of that. There we go. Okay, I got an important note here. It says turning counterclockwise, back the fine tuner on the tremolo all the way out so that it just touches the long screw. So I need this to be way up here. And then we'll get that started in the hole here. Feels like it's gripping, so that's a good sign.
A few moments later.
I'm guessing I would put my string back in. There, finally, grabbed it. Now it says put in this out position. But see, here's the problem. It doesn't really show me what the out or in position is. Now, on the next page, there is a picture. Has out and in shown. So if I'm out, it should look, guessing like that. And if it's in, it should look maybe more like that. There we go. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a camera to show you this or not. All right, so there's a little piece of metal here that comes up from underneath the bridge, and then your screw goes between that and the top of the bridge. So I'm thinking out is when you're not pushing on that, and then in would be when you are. All right, step 3 says to tune the E string to D at the headstock. Be sure to stretch new strings out fully before tuning. Lock the string at the nut. Fine tune the E string to D with the bridge fine tuner. All right, let's do that first. Grab my trusty tuner and pull this back and start tuning up on it. Just a hair. All right, now let's lock that off. Push the D-Tuna in, fine tune to E with the set screw adjuster on the D-Tuner. That looks like this little guy right over here, which I'm guessing is going to be this included little tiny Allen wrench. Feels right. All right, so push that in. Okay, this is not working. Alright, so it looks like I'm going to be doing a little back and forth fiddling here for a while. Alright, now it's bumping that nut, which I don't think it should be doing. Maybe I need to be using the longer screw. Let's try it again. How about for the longer one?
That's what she said.
Okay, there's D again. Okay. I believe that is where it's supposed to be for the D.
That's what she said.
Now, let's push in for the E. That already appears to be working a lot better. My light is not good here. Where is my screw here? Fine tune to E with the set screw adjuster on the D-Tuner. Right, that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm flat. And see, this is what I'm talking about with the directions. They're very general and they don't really give you a whole lot of detail. And the one picture with any kind of diagrams on it just shows you what in and out look like. There's nothing back here about which order you're even supposed to put the spring and the stuff together as. A better example of which screw length to use. Well, this isn't working at all. Alright, gang, I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to try and find a little more information and see what I can get out of this. Alright, I'm back. After a little bit of playing around, about 20 minutes, I think I figured out what was going on, and it involves the fine tuner here on the bridge. I watched a couple other videos from some other YouTubers, and they recommended just backing this thing all the way out as far as it would go. So once I did that, and then I set my tuning down to the D, the drop. Get that pulled back out here. There we go. And I got it tuned even after it was locked without using the fine tuner. Then when I pushed in and I used this little set screw on the side here, I got it fine tuned to the E, the standard tuning. And now I think we're ready to go. So basically, just don't worry about the fine tuner. Almost get it out of the way. Back it out as far as it'll go. And then set your tuning with the tuning knob down here on the headstock. Lock off. Make sure you're still in tune. You may have to unlock and fine tune a little bit. Then push in because you're going to tune to the D, lock off, and then push in, and then use the set screw to fine tune to E, and then you're good to go. Let's try it out. All right, let's try the D-Tuna out. So let's give myself a scenario. I'm playing in my cover band, which I'm not actually, but you know, let's pretend. And say, let's do Top of the World, Tim. And go down to that low E, and they say, yeah, you know what? Let's play Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. The obvious one for Drop D and Van Halen. And then let's jump right into good old You Really Got Me. So for me, the D-Tuna is working fantastically now. But come on, EVH gear, would it kill you guys to put a couple of useful diagrams in the instructions? I mean, it was overall fairly easy to figure out, but I did have a couple minutes of head scratching in there that I think probably could have been avoided with a couple of good diagrams and maybe just another line or two about setup. So, but overall, I'm going to give the instruction manual a 7 out of 10, but the D-Tuna itself, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Yeah, this thing's awesome, and it is now, my dream guitar has now had the dream upgrade, so. Alright, if you guys have watched this far into the video, you know, obviously I'm doing something that you guys enjoy watching, so please subscribe to the channel. It's going to help me out a ton and help me to keep being able to make more content for you guys. Also, leave a like, leave a comment, follow me on all of these other social media sites where I try to post and keep active. And also, don't forget to visit my website. And I will see you guys next time.